All right, welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, the host of Xenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters, and the co-host of GD Explanations, which is still on a brief respite, the holiday respite, if you will. Today is Thursday, the first day of the year of 2026, January 1st. This is the start of Series 4, or Season 4 if you're over here in the States, Series 4 if you're in the UK, and we are going to be talking about the penultimate episode on Xenorama, but the episodes 36 through 39, which does feature the debut of Hakaida, the Destroyer. And before we get into it, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, and watch a little longer if you would, please. Hakaida does not make his appearance in the first episode, sort of, but and leave me a comment. Let me know. Do you like Hakaida? Did you like the movie version that Amamiya? Well, that one from the '90s. That was meh. Had some nice effects in it, but let me know what you think about this. This is where the series gets turned back on its head. Things happen differently in the rest of these next 8 episodes. So, having said all that, let's get ready and switch on. 1, 2, 3.
Leopold! 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 Leopold!
As we saw last week, Jiro had a conflict between Gil's flute and his conscious circuit, and he was attacking Dr. Komioji. Well, spoiler alert. Dark Destructoid Stag Beetle Blue, who doesn't look blue at all, but he kills people. He's robbing to keep the dark in money. He's stealing from banks. And now we see Hakaida in profile here. And there they are robbing. And this is Mary, who is a photographer and is just as, what's the term I want to use? She's as very much wanting to be famous. Or, she's kind of unscrupulous here, like Hanpei. But there he shows up and he says, "Get out of the way." And she's like, "No." And the battle begins. No flute yet. But a beetle paralyzer with rudimentary animated zaps works on Kikaida as well. He crashes down and it injures him. So he's got oil. Instead of blood, he's got oil. Makes sense. See, this makes me think he's more of a robot than an android, but the definition is nebulous. Hanpen shows up in Beetle Green, and then Mary thinks he's one of the gang. They have a disagreement. The police show up. Hanpen wakes up. For some reason, he's fainted, and he's covered in oil. But Mary is a nice addition. The cast gets a tiny bit larger here. The addition of Mary and a couple of police officers. So that's nice as well because they're kind of centered in one spot. It is the final 8 episodes. Keep that in mind. And now they found their father. Huzzah! She's got a very good comedic sense as well, and I think she's a very attractive young lady. There he is as a bank guard. And unfortunately for him, Stag Beetle recognizes him as Komioji, so he wants him to come with him. But Mary's got more guts than sense, really. And now they are off chasing everyone, so they split them up and distract everyone, kill that goofy PI. Jiro is in dire need because he's damaged and bleeding. But now Gil is happy. And there we have purple starfish, or starfish purple. And this is a foreshadowing. I mean, you've all seen this. So, Gil is looking more and more unhinged per episode, as you'll start seeing. And there he is. He's fixed him up. And Stag Beetle finds him. I mean, so here's our new chief inspector who eats peanuts constantly. Nice character trait. But they found Komyoji. They just know that's what everyone calls him. Purple starfish shows up. Not falling for that twice. So he switches. No whistle yet. Dun dun dun. That purple starfish grabs Komyoji. The end of Stag Beetle. I mean, the episode hasn't even finished yet. So we get an animated SOS that Jiro senses from Komyoji because he knows he's in trouble. So he goes. Off he goes. Starfish purple. Well, purple starfish. Komyoji is thrown against the wall, which, guess what? Jars his memories back. The flute is overpowering at this point in time to Jiro. Komyoji regained his lost memories. And he knows what's going on. Use your conscience circuit. Now, Komyoji hadn't finished it, and Jiro did reject having it being completed, which he probably regrets at this point in time. It overheats, and he freezes. And now we're in 37. Yes, 37. Jiro's younger brother. So it should be Kikaida's younger brother, because Jiro, well, as we'll find out. So he's frozen in place, and they had to tear off Komyoji's clothes to get him out. The missing, our witness to is, yeah, big trouble. So now they're all looking for him, and now they know it, but he can't move because his brain's fried, the conscious circuit. And they pack him off into a green beetle, and off they go. Now they're looking for him because now they're all fugitives, but somehow they don't notice the makeup on these guys. So the Dark has other scientists that aren't drones, apparently. We don't know exactly. This little girl saw Starfish get into the back of the thing, and now they're taking her with her. He's going to kill her, which of course isn't going to happen. Kids do not get killed in most shows in any world, in any country. The heroic trio notwithstanding. Hanpen, there we go. But now he can't speak because it's what they would call hysterical paralysis of the vocal cords for a human. And Kikaida uses his eyeballs and sees this, the little girl, and he summons up his sidecar. And then this Blu-ray is so clear you can see the strings that are holding up Starfish Purple. But he can still say change. So apparently you don't have to vocalize it. You just have to do the motions. It's never really the cartoon explains it in a most boring way, the animation, which just 13 episodes and nothing. 13 episodes and nothing happens. But we do have a nice fight here, but both of them get away from each other. Jiro rescues the little girl, who I don't think she even gets a name, and then the flute plays. So finally the flute plays, and he actually attacks her, but gets away from them. Somehow it ends. He gets arrested, and then they find out that he's not human, as we'll see. And then Gil is quite sure that Dark's day of conquest is near because they've drugged Komyoji. They've also planted a dead person as Komyoji, put his clothes on, and they didn't bother to check the fingerprints or anything. Yeah, I know. But Jiro smashes a desk, and they decide that they're just going to dismantle him. But now we see the pride and joy of the dark. Hakaida, the destroyer. His only mission is to kill Kikaida. Now, this is going to come back to bite him in the butt because that's all he's got. It's like Drax the Destroyer, except earlier than Drax. Interestingly enough, they're both destroyers and weird colored. That's the Hakaida shot. And now the professors are there to dismantle him and study him. And we're at episode 38. Hakaida will kill Jiro. And they're having a conniption about it, and rightly so. Why would he shouldn't be allowed to be killed, dismantled? But he escapes. He just knocks them all out and escapes. He still can't talk, and something's trying to shoot him, and there he is. And you hear the great song playing in the background. That's what it's saying right there. So, when I say it's a great song, it's just a great song. Oops, I need to pause that. I said I need to pause it. There we go. Anyway, so they introduce each other, have a brief skirmish, and some clever lines, and they fly around. And again, you can see some wires here and there, but it's just nice to see people, actual people. They're not green CGI'd or I mean, they're suffering for their art here. These stuntmen. Hakaida's bike is called the Black Crow, I believe. Yeah, it's a great action shot. But unfortunately, Hakaida does have a weakness as well. And we'll find out he needs regular transfusions from Professor Komyoji because it's got his blood in him and apparently his brain. Now, we'll find out. I don't remember exactly how this is. I've watched the whole series 2 or 3 times straight through, and I don't remember exactly how this plays out. There's only weakness, and then Gil's flute, but man, Masuro is just not having it. Now we meet Saburo walking down the side of a building there with his super cool knife and his black leather, and he thinks he's great. So lots of fans like him even more than Jiro and Kikaida, but they're mistaken because he's the villain. He's not supposed to be likable. I mean, they do give him pathos. It's really well done. But yeah, Jiro's younger brother Saburo, which I think means third son. Don't quote me on that. And Purple Starfish shows up, and he's going to blast him, but Saburo doesn't like this. So he's got a bit of a code, and Purple Starfish does not like that. So there's the pictures that Mari took, and they're damning. And yeah, so Masuro, I mean, he's a kid, but really, I mean, yeah, he knows that it's the flute, but Jiro's been injured, and yet, so he's fixing himself. But Masaru and Hanpen find him and try to capture him, and he just goes with him. He doesn't want to hurt him. He still can't talk, but suddenly he can, because he's got to point out that Purple Starfish is about to bust into the office, and he just bursts the chains. Always a cool gag. And the fight is on, and there's the dark. But then the fight's short. But there's the dark entrance. He goes in, dun dun dun, and then he finds out that the secret here is that the body has no brain. I don't think it's exactly like that. Maybe using the patterns of the brain, a la the Vision and Simon Williams, but because there it is, his brain's in Hakaida's body, and now he can't beat him. And there's the flute. The flute is played finally, and then Starfish just throws him in the wall, and now he can change. So off they go, and they battle. See, the strings are mostly hidden now. And now you'll know my strength. But he doesn't, because he gets a nice kick in, and kaboom! Midair. Now this explosion will be used later on in the sequel. It's just going to happen. It is what it is. All right. Now, and he doesn't know, Hakaida doesn't know that Kikaida knows what his weakness is and why he can't hurt him. So, yeah. So the cruel Hakaida. See, the subtitles are telling you're not supposed to like this guy. I really do like these subtitles. I don't, but the other thing I found out on this fourth and final disc, because there's a bunch of extras on here, interviews, and I think they pulled some from the Generation Kikaida discs. They didn't pull the movie, So, alas. But they do have some extras on here, which are pretty cool. So, I'll be watching those separately at some point in time. Now, we have our last episode 39, Father Killer Jiro, wanted nationwide, countrywide. I mean, the whole country of Japan. It's not that big. So, they have their buff. Yeah, he names off all of his fighting maneuvers, the guillotine drop, 5 steps to hell. But Kikaida finally has had enough. He's had all he can stand. He can't stand no more. The Galactic Hurricane, which he flies around and beats him, but then he leaves. And the wanted post, Jiro's wanted poster, with him and Kikaida, everyone knows who he is, which I like. Secret identities are kind of passe now. Even in Japan, they didn't really use them too much. I don't think. I mean, they didn't go off trying to hide when they changed. I get it. Well, there are superheroes that could use it. Superman, definitely. I guess Batman, probably. Well, but it's for the most part. There's a lot of people now these days that know everybody's secret identity. So what's the point? So here is a fish, angler fish there, and he's going to turn brainwash kids into being into dark soldiers, and it's all boys because they're idiots. Finally, Green Beetle conks out and makes him stop. And Masaru's still mad. Angler Brown. Angler. It's kind of this is not my favorite suit. I mean, Starfish was a great suit. And Mitsuko wants to hear what Jiro has to say. And there we go. And Masaru is firmly on the side of Saburo. Dun dun dun. And he gives him this thing called a death whistle, a good luck charm. You're not helping my case of boys aren't dopes, Masaru. But this is what it can do. It stops machines. Guess what it's going to be used for? So here's the interesting thing. They introduce it in this episode, but it's not used against where we know it's going to be used against Kikaida at some point in time. So, and he's grabbed another kid that has escaped from the factory, the slave factory. The fight is on, and the whistle's blown. He changes. I don't know. At this point in time, I don't know why he changed back to Jiro. But there's a good shot of Hakaida and his bike, the Black Crow. He just leaves it. Nobody. I'm thinking the side machine is biometrically linked to Jiro and Kikaida, and no one else can drive it unless he wants them to. I would assume the Black Crow here for Hakaida is. That's a great shot there. And got away, but Angler Brown is trying to recapture the children and apparently burn them alive. Hanpen saves Jiro, helps him out. He's apparently back on his side. And Kikaida, so the final fight is on, and he's going to crush his head. He says that he's going to crush him, but I would crush you, crush. I'm crushing your head, crush. If you don't know who the head crusher is, go look him up on YouTube for Kids in the Hall. It's very funny. Crushing you. So, unfortunately, the galactic attack goes on, and boom goes the Angler Brown, like he's got dynamite in him. The kids are all happy, but he's still wanted, and they know he's a hero. Because we don't know when Jiro will be able to prove his innocence. And then we have this, to be continued. And that is where we leave off for this week. Next week, we have the final 4 episodes, and just expect a whole bunch of strange things to happen. That is highly unusual. And I'm just going to start this right here. And we will close this up. Tomorrow is Friday. It's Musical Friday. We are going to... This is one musical. It's very interesting. And I'm looking forward to talking about it. So it is Fantasia, Disney's Fantasia from 1940. All right, my fellow agents. Until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. We'll listen to this.